like to call to order the July 26, 2018 Coffee County School Board meeting. This time everyone rise for our Pledge of Allegiance. It's going to be led by Lieutenant Commander Tyra Reed and Commander Austin McKeon, our ROTC. Let them know we're ready. Please for me.
Left, right, left, right. Pizza. Hold. Right. Face. Reset. Arms.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Right. Face. Forward. March. Left. Left. Right. Left. Left. Right.
And at this time, I'd like to introduce Pastor B.J. Holliday, First Baptist Church. If you would, lead us in our invocation, sir.
Let's pray together. Lord, we humbly bow before you tonight, realizing that it is you who has created all that there is, and it is you that continues to sustain it. From you we gather all wisdom and knowledge. And so tonight we come to you realizing that and asking for wisdom, asking for knowledge, that you might be honored and glorified through our school system. That you might bless every teacher, every administrator, and Lord, that our schools would be peaceful, joyous, contented places where education can happen. People come out ready to face a world, ready to go, do what they feel like is their calling in life, well prepared. We give thanks tonight for these school board members and Lord, for the weight they carry, for the decisions they make. We pray that you would guide them. For your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, at this time I'd ask for adoption of the agenda.
Pull E off, let's do it separate.
What's that?
Can we pull E off and do it separate?
Yes. We'll make, yes, ma'am. Yeah, we need to make that number 9, move everything else down. Well, we got the policy revision. Yes, ma'am. All right. Need a motion to adopt the agenda as amended?
Make a motion.
Mr. Watt?
Second.
Second, Mr. Jowers. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay.
All right, at this time we'll move forward with our mission and vision. We've got destination graduation for college, career, and life as our mission as a school system, and our vision is creating a stronger community through an equitable and excellent education for every student. So I'd like to welcome our guest here tonight. Thank you for being here. We have our nutrition department that we're going to recognize in a few minutes. You all have certainly displayed excellence this year, so thank you for being here. At this time, we'll move right into special recognitions, and we have School Nutrition Award. So at this time, we're going to ask that our school nutrition director, if you want to come forward, Ms. Betsy Martin, and tell us about your award.
So my name is Betsy, and I'm the School Nutrition Director in Coffee County. I'm here to present the 2017 Turn Up the Beat Award. This award recognizes outstanding summer meal program sponsors across the nation who work hard to offer high-quality meals to students that are appetizing, appealing, and nutritious. This award is open to all sponsors of summer meals. The award levels are bronze, silver, and gold. As many of you know, for some children, food availability is scarce during the summer months. Through many long hours, this talented group of individuals served over 2,000 meals to our community during the summer of 2017. Please join me in congratulating Coffee County School Nutrition on winning the Silver Level 2017 Turn of the Beat Award.
Congratulations. Thank you. Great job. Y'all come up here. Thank you. Great job. Y'all come up here and stand right up here in the middle. Great job. Great job.
In the
middle.
We have that in the background.
Oh, yeah. Don't cover me up while you're taking a picture.
Got it, thank you.
Good job.
And I want to publicly thank our nutrition department for everything that you do. I know that you have prepared literally thousands and thousands of meals this summer for children, and that means so much to our community, to our parents, most of all to our children, who many of whom, if you weren't preparing those meals this summer, may go hungry. So we just thank you for what you do, and I know that it goes unseen for many people, the hours that have been put in this summer, and we want to thank you for the hours this summer and also during the school year. And just look forward to this coming year and the job that y'all do, and happy to have you here to recognize you tonight. So thank you, School Nutrition Department. All right? At this time, I would ask the board to approve the consent agenda. On the consent agenda, we have the minutes from the June board meetings. We have out-of-state travel with the 4-H trip. We have the tax digest and the millage rate. And then we have the eSPLOST resolution. And the eSPLOST resolution would by approval tonight, that means this will be placed for a continuation of eSPLOST on the November ballot here in Coffee County.
Explain C as well.
See, the tax digest, this is a document that we received from the county and from the tax department with the county government and our county administrator. And we will be lowering taxes this year, property taxes, going from 16.093 to 16.036. So we're going to take the roll back and lower property taxes for this coming year. Our tax revenues will be up a little bit. Our local economy and our local tax income is going to be up a little bit. Therefore, we can lower property taxes this year.
Need a motion to accept the consent agenda?
Make a motion we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Motion, second by, motion by Mr. Lott, second by Mrs. Johnson. Any discussion? All in favor?
All right. Thank you. Those were big items. That's great. We will be advertising the tax digest and also the eSPLOST resolution will be advertised. So at this time, I would ask the board to, I'm recommending board approval of the resolution to create a Coffee County School System Safety Department as was presented in the work session. At the work session immediately prior to this meeting, consensus of the board was to leave it on the agenda, but we are breaking it out as a separate item now. So got a resolution to create a safety department within the school system.
Need a motion to accept the resolution.
We need to table this.
No, I'll make a motion to approve. I just want to discuss it.
Right. So,
I'll make a motion to approve the safety part.
motion on the floor, need a second? Second, Mr. Joward.
Discussion.
He's a faster draw, he'll be on the, we might interview him, Ms. Johnson, you weren't quick enough on the draw.
The reason I want to pull it out, we had a little discussion in a work session, and you know, we need to get this done because we got to have, we want officers in our school August 10th. We're not going to have another meeting between now and then. I'm fine with going ahead and getting that done. We need to get that done. There's some other elements of this safety department that I'm not sure that I'm not for. I'm not sure I don't like them. I think I do. But this is something that really came about last night, at least for me. And so it's a big deal. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this. There's a lot of responsibility. And I just want a little more time to make sure that if we're going to do something like this, that we've got all our ducks in a row.
I think and this is part of the discussion too. I know we've been working as a board, not the least, as staff have been working diligently since we've made the decision to put armed security in our elementary schools. And this doesn't have anything to do with the current SRO program that's in place. But I know we've held several meetings. We've had discussions during call meetings. We've had discussions at other meetings like this, at retreat. We've asked our police to come forward with a plan. I know we've looked at some proposals. I know he's had discussions with law enforcement and security and Homeland Security and GEMA officials, things like that. And we were pushing him. I know we were all kind of getting, like, the clock is ticking here. We're about to start school. What are we going to do?
And that's what I'm saying. Let's pass it, but with the understanding that right now, the only thing we're using this for is to get officers in those schools by the 10th. The rest of this stuff, we may be ready to do too before long, but I've got questions. I think you've got some questions. I think, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is I may be for every bit of this when I get done looking at it. I just need some time to digest it.
Yeah, I think the only thing we're approving in the resolution is to give him the authority to put a sustainable plan in place. I don't think we're pulling the trigger on anything that we're not.
And that's all I'm saying. That's why I want to pull this out separate and just explain that we want to get this going with the elementary school and all that.
I think we've done something here in public that shows that we're not just talking, that we are, he's got to take action now. He's got a decree to go forward and set something up. And then we may not like what he sets up. That's going to be a recommendation he brings to us, but it's going to give him the opportunity to, and it's going to be, we're doing it out here in public and then that'll give the public an opportunity to give us input as well. So anyone else is in? That's the most I've talked in a year up here.
Doing good.
Well, I know that we involved, I called the police earlier this week. I said, look, you got folks asking me, what are we going to do? We need a plan. And I just asked him to, I think you did a lot of work this week. I think there was a lot of work you couldn't do until this week, until you'll have those meetings with.
Well, what we've done is we have tried to bring everybody in law enforcement in our community along together. It's very important that we advance as one County County, and that's what we've tried to do, is have dialogue with all interested parties. And so we've been doing that. It's taken a lot of time. And so we feel like that this is a result of that time that we've invested in trying to do this the right way. That's all that we want, is to make sure that our kids are safe and to make sure that we can carry out the mission of the school system. And that's what this is about. But if we don't have safe schools, and that's what we're committed to, and you're committed to, then the mission is in jeopardy. So number one, we want safe schools. And this allows us to ensure that we can move forward with some initiatives to try to make sure our schools are as safe as they can possibly be, one of which is to have a post-certified law enforcement officer in every one of our school buildings. So that's what we're trying to get to. And that's what this resolution will allow us to do. So keep in mind, I can't employ anybody. It takes the board's approval to employ anybody. So.
think the thing that we're interested in now is that nobody's already been promised something, and we hadn't put it out there. Okay, we're looking at this proposal, resolution, but then we don't want somebody already, okay, we're gonna put this out there, and you will be hired before we put it out, and somebody else can apply for it.
There's not anybody sitting up here that isn't concerned with school safety. That is our utmost
Right.
concern. There are multiple paths to take to get to that. We just want to make sure this is the best path for our school system. So what Adam has already said, I'm just going to echo, we just want to know all the details of it.
Yes, ma'am.
And my first impression is positive. I'm like, well, I kind of like that. But like I say, I've had one day to sign my name to it. I want a couple of days to
Yes,
think it over and ask some questions and find out some stuff. That's all I'm saying. I'm fine with getting the officers in the school. We need to do that.
And
When
I-
we start talking about the police forces and hiring a cat and all this kind of stuff, that stuff, I've got a few questions I'd like to get,
Right, and I think that the only thing this resolution does tonight is to bring all those discussions that we've had about what we think we want to do, about what we think his plan might be, is to give him the authorization to actually.
And that's why I want to pull this off and make sure that's what we were doing tonight. Because we need to get it passed so he can do that, but then we've also got some other stuff we'd like to work on with it before we,
It essentially just formally gives the board the authority to hire post-certified officers in any capacity. So this opens the door for the board to actually do the work that we want to do.
Yeah, we don't
That's
have a
what
problem with that part.
All right.
I'm good with that part.
All right.
Employer having at the school.
That's right.
All right, any further discussion? Okay, we've got two motions on the floor, all in favor? Thank you, thank you, board.
Thank you. All right, at this time, we have the policy dealing with the athletics, extracurriculars. The policy change would essentially allow fifth graders who are over age for the recreation department to participate in middle school athletics.
If you could, I know Coach White was here earlier and described to us the reason behind the request to change. Could you describe that for the board?
The Georgia Parks and Recreation has changed their rule and their dates for participation for the students who are in fifth grade. And this change in their age requirements would prohibit a number of students from participating in Georgia Parks and Rec athletic competition. So therefore, those students would have to sit out a year from participating in football or basketball or baseball or cheerleading, whatever they desire to do. They wouldn't be able to participate with the rec department, and they wouldn't be able to participate with the school system. What this would do would allow those students, and it's not a large number of students who are caught in that window, it would allow them to participate with our middle school.
All right, we have a motion to accept this policy change.
Call for the motion.
Ms. Johnson? Second. Second, Mr. Lott. Any discussion?
At this time, I would ask the board to move to an executive session to discuss. I'm sorry.
I know we discussed with Coach White earlier when he made his presentation about the concerns of younger students possibly playing in place of students that have been in the program previously. I know we heard his commitment to do the best they can do as coaches to give every child an opportunity to come out there and play. This was the city rec department coming to us, asking for us to make an accommodation. So I think, to me, it's more about kids participating overall, that we're not going to have anywhere to participate due to a change that's out of their control. And we're accommodating something here. So let's put my piece on that.
We're confident. Judge White's gonna handle it, just like you said.
All right. All in favor? Those opposed?
No more conflict now.
All right. Thanks, sir. At this time, I would ask the board to move to executive session, and we will discuss personnel and also real estate.
Need a motion to exit to executive. I think this, Mr. Miller. Second by Mr. Johnson, Mr. Jowers.
Well, you took that.
Need a motion to exit executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All right, have a motion and a second. Mr. Miller beat you to it. Mr. Jowers.
Okay, that's fine.
Any discussion? All in favor? All right. Dr. Lease?
All right. I would like to ask the board on the personnel recommendations to move number 2, and we will vote on that one separately. All right. I would ask the board to approve the personnel list, otherwise with the exception of number 2.
Get a motion on that?
Make a motion to approve the personnel, with the exception of number 2.
All right, Mr. Jowers, any second? Second. Mr. Lott? Any discussion? All in favor?
All right, I would ask the board to approve number 2 from the personnel list.
Need a motion to accept the recommendation of number 2 on personnel list.
Make a motion that we accept recommendation of number 2 on the personnel list.
Mr. Lott?
Second.
Second by Ms. Miller. Any discussion? All in favor? Those opposed?
All right. Thank you, board members.
Absolutely.
Is there any comments from board members tonight?
Just happy to see school fitting start back, man, I'm telling you, excited.
Yes, sir.
You got, he killed at home with you all something like that, they too?
Well,
I'm ready for my to go back.
I'd like to thank Sunny Line for again stepping up and doing our school calendars. Our student artwork's on there as well. Thank you, Line Management, for doing that for us. And I like these. I don't know who did them. Do you know who did those?
Athletic department.
Okay, all right. They look nice. I appreciate all the board's hard work over the last few months, and we'll expect Dr. Lee to give us some direction on the security initiatives. So
Yes, sir.
Thank you all for all that.
Thank you. I do want to announce that school will begin on August 10th, and students will return to school August 10th. And I would remind parents, as you're traveling in the morning time, to please be mindful that we'll have students walking to school, and we'll also have students waiting at the bus stops in the community, and we'll have a lot of buses back on the road when school starts. So watch those stopping lights on the buses and make sure you stop for the stop signs, and also that you watch for students as you're on your way in the mornings. And please, parents, if you're driving your student to school, please don't speed, and let's be mindful of the traffic that we'll have when we start back to school, and just be respectful of safety, number 1. And I would also like to add that as we begin our football season here in Coffee County, we will kick it off with Fitzgerald at a scrimmage 2 Fridays from now. So that'll be starting up here pretty soon, and everybody come out. We'd like to have a big showing at all of our home games, but we are going to be mindful of the bags that are brought into the stadium, and any bag taken into the stadium must be clear plastic, vinyl, or PVC, and does not exceed 12 by 6 by 12 inches. Small clutch bags no larger than 4.5 inches by 6.5 inches, with or without a handle or strap, can be taken into the stadium with one of the clear plastic bag options. There will be no bag valet, so if the bag doesn't meet the guidelines, you'll have to leave it in your vehicle. We're essentially going to adopt the GSSA rules that they used at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium regarding clear bags. So this is just a safety move to make sure that we have safe Friday nights. So
You're saying the 4.5 by 6.5 has to be clear as well?
small clutch bags no larger than 4.5 by 6.5, with or without a handle or strap, can be taken into the stadium
But that doesn't have to be clear.
with one of the clear plastic bag options. So you could take a little purse.
That's what I'm saying.
The wife has a little purse that goes on her side.
Phone, your
She can
license.
take that.
It doesn't have to be
Yes,
clear. Okay.
that's right. So.
Could you put that up on
We are, that'll be announced tonight, after today, the athletic department will be, in the high school will be sending out those notices via, all of their methods of getting out public service announcements, so.
and I know Facebook tanked really badly today, they probably need some help, so if you put something on Facebook, get some chatter going, that'd be good.
All right, and that's all I have.
Anything else? Board members, we are adjourned.
Thank you.